Hey everyone, it's Paul Meir and it's new tool day here in the Tool Metrics shop, so I'm really excited to dig into this new Revo 1216 lathe from Laguna. This is their new mid-size lathe offering. I had a sneak peek at it when I was out in the showroom at Laguna's headquarters earlier this year, and I got really excited about what they have produced and was really anxious to get my hands on one. So what I'm going to do today is really just dig into these boxes and set up the lathe. I'll show you some highlights of that along the way. And then when I'm done, when I get it set up, I'm just going to kind of do a walk around the machine and give some initial observations. And later, in a few weeks after I've had a chance to do a few projects on it, probably a good number of projects, then I'll do a deeper dive examination and provide some metrics around the tool and so forth, and some more informed observations that I'm able to make. For now, watch along and enjoy as I dig into this new tool and get it set up. All right, the first box that I'm going to dig into is going to be the stand, and I'd like to get that set up first before I take the lathe itself out and set it on the stand. So I'll dig into that and see what we've got in terms of parts and instructions and so forth. Some really heavy gauge steel pieces for the stand. So that box was quite heavy. Kind of surprised me for a stand for a mid-sized lathe. So now I can see why. Really heavy gauge steel. So let me get these set up on the bench. All right, pretty simple. I was expecting to see more small pieces that needed assembly, but these are some major kind of components. Looks like it's not going to be too bad of a process to put this together. We'll take a look when I get the rest of the parts and give it a go. All right, I got the stand components unboxed and laid out here, and what I'm seeing is just really an impressive heavy gauge steel, lots of welds, and so not as much hardware required to put this together, which kind of surprised me. This is it, and then these are just pads for under the feet. So just this little bag of hardware is all that's going to be needed to put it together. All right, this box is pretty hefty, and so I'm expecting to see some massive metal inside of here. Alright. A few accessories here, face plate and spur. All right, there's the first glimpse at the new machine. Oh yes, she is hefty. All right, I got the lathe itself out of the box now, and wow, this thing is really solid. Headstock is really impressive. Looks a lot like the 2436 and the 1836, and with the digital readout and just nice, convenient controls. Everything seems to be in good shape. Everything slides nicely across the bed, and I'm going to just go ahead and put this stand together and then set the machine on top of it, get it all put together, and have a look. So. All right, here's the wheel system components in the box. This is the exact same kit that they use for the 1412 bandsaw, which I had previously, and this is very similar to the also to the one that I have currently on the 18-inch bandsaw, the 18BX. So I know how to put these together, very straightforward. I like the system. I also like the consistency to have the same setup from tool to tool. So I'm going to go ahead and get that installed while the base is still on the bench. I think that'll be a little bit easier. All right, just 2 screws that hold this into position. All right, this side of the wheel kit is installed with 4 screws, same fasteners as the other side, and they get installed into a steel back plate that has the threads where the screws go into. All right, we're going to set the lathe now up on the stand. I brought my beefcake boy on here, and he's going to take the heavy end. We're going to hoist it up here, and then we'll get it mounted and bolted in place. All right, 1, 2, 3. Whoa. All right, I've also got the optional bed extension for the lathe. Now this is kind of cool. It can be used on this end of the lathe to add additional length. And it can be used on the other side to hold the tool rest for outboard turning. So I'm going to set it up now as a bed extension, but when I do the deep dive, you can bet I will flip it around, set it up over there, and turn a bowl over on the outboard. I love outboard turning. I'm really glad that this lathe is set up for that. It's just nice and ergonomic so that you can do your scooping out inside the bowl really easily rather than having to reach around. So nice feature. I'm going to set it up for outbound as a bed extension for now. Just 3 large screws are going to get installed into the bed of the lathe, and then the extension will just slide down on top of those. I'm going to try sliding the tailstock into position, bridging it over the extension and the bed, and lock it into place. And my hope is that that will force the bed extension into alignment. All right, I've got that all snugged up now, and this slides perfectly across that seam. Really nice setup. So this adds a lot of spindle turning capacity to the lathe. I'm really excited to give it a try. All right, that about does it. I've got it all set up. I've got it cleaned up. I just need to put some spray sealant on and get everything lubricated up and ready for the first turning. Initial observations are very robust. Now I haven't done anything with the motor yet, so I'll reserve judgment on that until I give it a try, but very beefy, substantial cast iron bed. The banjo, very robust. Tailstock, headstock, everything very solid. I'm excited to try out the electronic variable speed control, see what the 1 horsepower motor can do. I love the stand and all of the tool storage down below. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Bed extension to give me the additional capacity. I'm excited to try that extension over on the outboard side for bowl turning, and I'll definitely do all that in the deep dive video. So follow the, subscribe please to the Toolmetrics YouTube channel and watch for not only the deep dive video, but a project video or 2 that I'll do using this machine and give you an idea what the capabilities are. So for now, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below, and otherwise please stay tuned for the next video where we'll do a deep dive look at this unit after I've had a chance to work with it some more.